Hi, my name is Professor Salazar, and today I'm going to show you a website called HackTheBox. I'm going to show you how you can use it to learn about cybersecurity, and I'm also going to show you the advantages of learning some of the tools and some of the techniques within the HackTheBox website. So what I wanted to do first is show you, share you my screen and show you what the HackTheBox website looks like. And then I'm actually going to log into it using a virtual machine, and I'll show you how to do some of those labs in there. So first, let me start by sharing my screen. Okay. Let me do this first. And here is the HackTheBox website. All you need to do is log into this website, create an account first, and then you can log into it. You may have to verify your email address. But once you log into this website, you could start hacking some of the machines that they have inside the website. There's different sites within this website. If you go to the HackTheBox website, you can log into the HackTheBox business website. Like if you have a team of people that you're working with and learning about cybersecurity, or you can click on HackTheBox Academy and just learn about some of those basic tools within HackTheBox. You can also log into HackTheBox Labs and start learning hands-on about cybersecurity. And there's also a place where you can go to learn about CTF or HackTheBox Capture the Flag types of games and tournaments that they have there. All right. This website is free. Anybody can create an account, but there's also a paid version of this website where if you pay a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription, they give you access to more machines and you can have more features and functionality throughout this website. So I definitely recommend going through some of these, especially the Academy. Like if you're a beginner and you don't know anything as far as cybersecurity goes, you may want to start out at the Academy and work your way on up to be in a more skilled level, having more skills through the HackTheBox website. But today I'm going to show you this HackTheBox Labs and some hands-on learning here. So this is the website. I'm going to open up my Kali Linux virtual machine. And within my Kali Linux virtual machine, you can see that I'm already logged into the HackTheBox website. The only thing is that even though I'm logged into the website, I cannot start hacking any of the machines yet because I'm not on the HackTheBox network. And you'll notice that there's a red button up on top that says connect to HackTheBox. If it's in red, then I'm not on the network. If it turns green, then essentially I'm on their network and I can start hacking their machines. So my first thing that I want to do is I want to connect to the HackTheBox network so that I can start hacking some of the machines that they have there. So first things first, I'm going to click on connect to HackTheBox. And it asks me if I want to click on machines or if I want to choose starting point. And since this is the first time that I'm logging into this website and actually doing anything, I'm going to start with the starting point labs right here. I'm going to click that. And now there's two ways of remoting into the HackTheBox network. You can use OpenVPN or you can use Pwnbox. And Pwnbox is actually a Linux distribution called Parrot, and it actually opens up a virtual machine that's running within the browser of your window. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way of using OpenVPN, and I'll show you what you need to do here. All you need to do is just click OpenVPN. It's going to give you access to this VPN file, and all you need to do is just click on Download VPN. And as you can see on the upper right-hand side, it downloaded this file called Starting Point Professor Salazar 1.ovpn. And this file is located in my downloads folder. So if I open up the terminal, let me make this bigger so everybody could see. And if I type in ls, I'll see all of my folder structure. And it automatically downloaded that OVPN file to my downloads folder. So if I change directory to my downloads folder and do ls for list of files, there's my file that I just downloaded. So in order to connect using OpenVPN, all I have to do is just type in sudo apt, or I'm sorry, sudo OpenVPN, the name of my file. And once I do this, it's going to actually connect to the HackTheBox network. So here's what I'm going to do first. Before I actually start using OpenVPN, I want to make sure that I have all of my updates on my computer, because I just don't want to start hacking right away and then all of a sudden I'm missing something like an update to something. So first things first, if you're ever on a computer like a Linux distribution, you always want to check for updates first. So I'm going to type in sudo apt update, type in my secret password, and check for updates. And this could take a while depending on your connection speed, but it normally just takes a few seconds just to check for any new updates that come in. Okay, now I have a lot of packages that need upgrading. I have 793 packages that need upgrading. So what I'm going to do is first upgrade those packages by typing in sudo apt upgrade -y. And this is going to upgrade those 793 packages that need to be upgraded. And it's going to run through this for a few minutes. So while this is running, let me go back to that HackTheBox website and let me kind of show you other things that you can do within that website. Okay, so I'm currently logged into it, right? But the first place that you want to go is this place called Starting Point. And when you go to Starting Point, there's 3 different levels or 3 different tiers within that Starting Point website. And here is where you have the different machines that you can hack into. And once you actually hack into some of these machines, the HackTheBox website gives you these points. They actually give you these points that you can use, and you can use them for notoriety. Like you can use them to get noticed out there. So every time you finish one of these labs, they'll give you like a congratulations page, and then you can take that congratulations page and you can upload it to places like LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, or you can have a link and you can send it to someone. And when they click on that link, you can see that you just finished that lab, right? So it's a thing to actually get noticed. As you're finishing all of these labs, you will get a congratulations page telling people that you just finished it, right? So the first lab is called Meow. And the first thing that they're going to want me to do is connect using a VPN connection or using that PON box. So since I'm doing the VPN connection, I'm only waiting to see if my download or my updates finish. And yes, they did. They just finished. So I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to go back and list my files. And since I know that Starting Point OVPN file is there, I'm going to type in sudo openvpn, the name of my file. And when I hit enter here, it's going to remote into the HackTheBox network. All right. And let me do this first. I'm just going to show you something real quick. If I do ifconfig to check for my IP address, you'll notice that I have 10.211.55.8. But if I remote in using a VPN, I'm going to have a separate Ethernet connection, and it's going to be called TUN or TUN for a tunnel. And it's going to have a number on it. And usually it starts with 0. So my first VPN connection will be called TUN0. Okay. So right now I don't have a VPN connection. It's not going to show me a tunnel. But if I type in sudo open VPN, the name of my file, you'll see that I established a tunnel. So let me go ahead and hit enter. And it's going, and right here, I just completed, it'll say initialization sequence completed. Right there, I know for a fact that I'm on the HackTheBox network. I'm remoted in using a VPN. Now, how do I check that I'm actually remoted in using a VPN? Well, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to minimize this window, and I'm going to open up another terminal, and I'm going to type in ifconfig again, and now you see that I have 3 network connections. One of them is my Ethernet connection, another one is my loopback address, and the third one is my tunnel that I'm using to establish a VPN connection to HackTheBox. So I have another IP address that I just created within the HackTheBox network, and my IP address now is 10.10.15.87. So essentially what I'm doing now is I remoted into the HackTheBox network, and I can start hacking some of the machines that are in there. So let me kind of show you this. I just finished step 1 by connecting to the HackTheBox network. So now if I refresh this entire page, this connect to HackTheBox button that you see on the upper right-hand side is going to change to a green connection. So let me refresh. And now you see that it changed to green, saying starting point. Now I'm for sure, I have confirmed that I'm on the HackTheBox network. And if you scroll down to the first lab called Meow, the next step is to spawn the target machine, meaning create an instance of the machine that I'm going to hack into. So I'm going to click spawn the machine, turn it on, and in a few seconds, the HackTheBox website is going to show me the IP address of this machine called Meow. And by the way, it's called Meow for a reason, and we're gonna see that in a little bit. So let me go ahead and wait, and all I'm waiting for is for the machine to turn on, and it's going to post back this IP address that I can use to hack into the machine. Okay. And you can kind of monitor what it's doing down here. It's creating the instance. Depending on your connection speed, it could be slow, it could be fast. I've noticed also when you're using a VPN connection, sometimes the connections get dropped, and all you have to do sometimes is just refresh the screen up on top just to see if the connection can be reestablished. So let me go ahead and give it a few more seconds. While I'm waiting here, I can also talk about some of these other links over on the left-hand side. Here is where you could find all of the other machines that you could hack into. It's called machines. There's also challenges that you can do. There's Sherlocks. Sherlocks are related to blue team defending lab activities. So it's not all just hacking and red team and penetration testing. You can also go in here under Sherlocks and learn about blue team networking, defending against hacks. There's tracks, which are really good if you want to follow a certain track to learn about a certain skill. And then rankings will show you your rankings. And basically you're up against everybody else who has a HackTheBox account. The pro labs are labs where you have to actually subscribe as a VIP member in order to get into some of those labs. The academy is where you can learn about the specific tools. Like let's say, for example, in the academy, they might have a course that's called Nmap, and it's going to show you everything about Nmap, what Nmap is, how it works, how you can use it. There's a job board page where you can actually apply to jobs online. there's a universities page where you can click on the different universities that are part of the Hack the Box, and then you can join those teams, and you can play capture the flag games against other universities as well. So there's a lot of different places within this website that'll help you learn about cybersecurity. Okay, going back to Meow and my first lab activity, here's my IP address of my target machine. Like, this is the victim right here. And the victim's IP address is 10.129.219.219. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to confirm that it's actually on the network by pinging that IP address. So I'm going to go back to this screen. I'm going to clear the screen, and I'm going to ping that IP address. Before I do that, I just want to make this screen a little bit smaller and maybe push it off to the side, kind of like this, just so you can see in real time what's happening. So let me type in ping 10.129.219.219, and I'm going to do -C followed by 5. Now, what it's going to do here, it's going to ping with a count of 5 pings. Okay. So let me go ahead and hit enter, and let's see if the machine responds to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. 5 packets were transmitted, and it pinged back successfully those 5 different times. So I know that that machine is there on the network. And because I can ping it, I can hack into it. Okay. So here's some questions that are going to pop up that I need to answer in order to hack the machine. Okay. So let me go here in my terminal window. And before I move forward, I'm going to be using this terminal window to hack into the machine. And basically what I'm trying to do is to capture a flag. So down here at the very bottom of the last task on after task 7, it wants me to submit the root flag. Well, basically, I'm going to be answering these questions that are going to help me to get to the flag that's located in this computer. Okay, so the first task is a question for me. What does the acronym VM stand for? If you don't know what VM stands for, you can always click on hint, and they'll basically give you a hint of what VM stands for. And since it ends with an E right here and it's 2 words, I'm guessing that it's virtual machine. If I click submit answer, it's going to change to green and give me a check mark, success. So the next question says, what tool do you use to interact with the operating system in order to issue commands via the command line, such as the one to start our VPN connection? It's also known as a console or shell. Well, that's easy because this tool that I'm using right here is called the terminal. Okay, and it ends in L. And if you click a hint, it's basically giving you a hint of what the answer is. So I'm going to type in terminal as my next guess, and I'm correct again. Task 3, what service do we use to form our VPN connection into the Hack the Box labs? Well, that's easy because I used a command called OpenVPN. If I submit the answer is correct again. Let me move on to task 4, and it says, what tool do we use to test our connection to the target with an ICMP echo request? And anytime you're talking about ICMP, you're talking about a ping. And that's the command that we use to test our connection to the target machine. I'm going to click submit answer and success. Next question. What is the name of the most common tool for finding open ports on a target? I believe I mentioned this earlier. It's called Nmap. We haven't used Nmap yet, but let me kind of go in here and show you Nmap. If I type in sudo Nmap, type in my password, This is a tool. Let me go ahead and make this bigger so you can see it. This is Nmap right here. And basically when you type in Nmap, it just basically shows you all of the different types of options that you can use with Nmap. And these are just switches. So for example, if I wanted to discover different types of hosts on the network, I can do a ping scan and ping a lot of computers using the -sn command. If I wanted to, let's say, for example, do different types of scanning techniques, and I only wanted to scan synchronization connections using the SYN flags, I would type in lowercase s, capital S. If I wanted to, for example, go over here and scan for different types of port numbers, I would use a -P followed by the different port ranges. So you can scan many port ranges, or you can scan for a single port to see if it's actually open on the victim's machine. And we'll do that in a little bit here. Or I can do S_V, and that'll basically scan for open ports to determine their services that they're running and the version of those services that are running. If I go down here, I can also do a -O, which will enable OS detection. It'll basically tell me what the victim is running as far as their operating system version is. If I go down here, there's all these different ones. I'm not really going to stick with all of these, but here's some examples of how you can run an Nmap scan. They show me one that says Nmap-V space -A on a website called scanme.nmap.org. Okay, let me go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to type in Nmap-V -A on a website called scanme.nmap.org. And this is how you would actually run a scan. And basically what it's showing you is it discovered some open ports on scanme.nmap.org. It discovered that port 443 is open, port 554 is open, port 21 is open, port 80 is open, port 22 is open. All of these different ports are open, and those are actually ways of getting into the system, right? You also need to know what those port numbers are associated with. What protocols are they associated with? So port 443 is called HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. That means that on the scanme.nmap.org website, there's a secure website running on it. If you look at port 21, well, that's FTP. And there's a way of uploading or downloading files to scanme.nmap.org if port 21 is open. They also have port 80 open, meaning that they use it for insecure websites as well. And there's a lot of them here. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's a lot of port numbers that are open on there. This is just basically telling the user or the hacker or the penetration tester, you can use Nmap to find open ports or vulnerabilities on a system. So if I go back to, let me go ahead and just, let me kind of go back to the HackTheBox website. This tool is called Nmap. It's the most common tool that you can use for finding open ports on the target. I'm going to click submit and done. All right, so task 6, it gets a little bit more difficult as we go, but task 6 says, what services do we identify on port 23 during our scans? Well, if you don't know what port 23 is, you can run an Nmap scan and it'll tell you, if assuming that port 23 is open on the victim's machine, it'll tell you what that service is. So let me go back to my terminal. And let me go back and see what that IP address is of my victim's machine. It is 10.129.219.219. So I'm going to type in nmap -s capital V -P for the ports, and I want to scan from port 1 to 1000, for example. I want to scan 1,000 ports and see what's open on 10.129.219.219 and hit enter. So this may take a while because I'm not just scanning a few ports, I'm scanning 1,000 ports. Now, in reality, there are a total of 65,535 different port numbers that could have scanned. I'm not going to scan all 65,000 port numbers. I'm only scanning from 1 through 1,000. And as you can see, it found that port 23 is open, right? The state of it is open. The service is called Telnet. So that's the name of the service that I'm looking for that's running on port 23. I just got another answer right there. If I go back to HackTheBox, the service that we identify on port 23 is called Telnet. Okay. On task 7, it says what username is able to log into the target over Telnet with a blank password. Now, there's got to be some username that you use to remote into a machine using Telnet that does not need a password. Okay, so let me kind of try this one out. If I know that Telnet is open on the victim's machine, I'm going to try to remote in using Telnet. This is the way I'm going to hack into the machine. I'm going to type in Telnet, followed by the IP address of the victim. 10.1, Telnet.10.1, I'm sorry, Telnet 10.129.219.219. And if I wait a few seconds, it's going to try to connect through the Telnet service. And let's see if I can establish a successful connection. There it is. It says, HackTheBox, Meow login. It's waiting for me to type in a username. Well, guess what? I don't know the username, right? But normally, if you're using a Telnet service, then you have to first try to log in with administrative privileges so you can try to just take over the machine and try to hack into it. Well, if you're using a Windows machine, the traditional username that has admin privileges is called admin or administrator. But if you're using a Linux machine and you're using some type of a Telnet service to remote in, chances are a username that has administrative privileges is called root. And let's see if I can actually log in with no password here. Using the username called root gets me to log into the machine with no password. So what I essentially did was hack into the machine using the Telnet service and the root username. Okay, I'm in the machine right now. The user doesn't even know that I'm in the machine, but I'm in their computer. Okay, so let me go back and answer task 7. The username is able to log into the target over Telnet with a blank password that is root. And the last step is to submit the root flag. So somewhere within this, within the victim's machine called Meow, there's got to be a flag. There's got to be a file that contains a flag in it so that I can submit it to this lab and finish off this, this first lab activity within HackTheBox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate around the file system and see if I can find a flag in. Since I'm remoted into the victim's machine, I should be able to find a flag. Let me go ahead and type in ls, which stands for list. And I see that there's a folder called snap, and there's also a file called flag.txt. Guess what? I just found the flag. So even though I know the flag is there, I still need to view its contents. And the way that you can view a file's contents within a Linux machine, you're going to need to use the command called cat. Why do you think this machine is called Meow? Right? Okay, so I'm going to type in the command cat flag.txt, and it's going to show me the flag right here. So this is the flag. I'm going to take it and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to take whatever I copied and plug it into the submit root flag. And once I click on submit, let's see if it gives me that congratulations page that I was talking about earlier. Okay, so it shows me success. The machine will be terminated automatically. And if I give it a few seconds, I should see that congratulations page that pops up. Okay. Let me go back and kind of just review what I was talking about here. I found the flag using the command called cat, right? I'm going to kind of work my way backwards so you can kind of see what I was doing here. I found the flag by typing in ls. Well, I was only able to penetrate this system or hack into it by using the telnet service. I was only able to find the telnet service that was running by doing an nmap scan, right? I did this nmap scan and it showed me that the telnet service was running on this particular machine's IP address, right? So, and by the way, I did have to be on the same network in order to hack into it because this is a private IP address. I wouldn't have been able to do this online unless I'm attacking its router and somehow I can jump from the router over to the end device. Okay, so this is one thing that you need to learn when you're going through these Hack the Box labs. If you want to hack into some of those machines, you're going to need to first ping the machine and see if it's available. You're going to need to run an nmap scan and see what ports are open. And you're also going to need to know a few basic Linux commands like cd or ls or cat, right? In order to be able to hack into the machine, you're going to need to know some of this basic stuff, right? Let me go back. It never showed me the congratulations page, which I may have to, refresh the screen or maybe go back to it somehow. It looks like something may have been frozen on my end, but I'm going to go ahead and stop this lab. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. What I'm saying is once you finish the lab, it'll actually show you a congratulations page. And then from there, it'll give you a link where you can share it with LinkedIn or Facebook or other websites out there just to get recognition on completing some of these labs. But the more recognition you get, you start earning these badges throughout the website. And the badges are really useful because those can actually land you jobs that are available on this website, right? Not only that, but if you go over to the Hack the Box Academy website, you could start earning certifications through that website as well. So a lot of the certifications may not be industry certifications like CompTIA or Cisco or EC Council, but those certifications have a lot of value because it actually shows someone that you're skilled and knowledgeable in hacking into a machine and penetrating a machine. There's a lot of jobs out there where penetration testing is really big. And there's also jobs out there for being a SOC analyst and working in a security operations center type of environment. So what I recommend for y'all to do is to go through the Hack the Box website and start seeing all of the different types of tools that you can learn throughout that website. And the more practice that you do, the better you're going to get at using some of these tools. And then you can start adding to your resume, hey, you know what? I've used Hack the Box website. I've used some of these websites that have helped me learn about cybersecurity. And that's what really counts, is not just reading the book or watching a video, but actually doing it yourself. So if you didn't take a look at one of my last videos that I had a Kali Linux virtual machine, and I basically talked about some of the basics of Kali Linux. And if you haven't downloaded Kali Linux, I encourage you all to go out and download a virtual machine, set up Kali Linux so you can see what it's about and how you can use those tools to learn about cybersecurity. All right, I'll go ahead and stop right here. Thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.